Hi, this is Cathy for TransByDef, and I want to apologize up front. I have a little bit of laryngitis this week, which I have because I picked up a cold when I came back here to East Texas from my wife, and my voice sounds rather raspy. I'm sure glad that I didn't have to do the topic of last week of voice therapy this week because that would have been very difficult. It is really good to be home back here in East Texas with all the humidity, the beautiful green trees, the chiggers, the ticks, the snakes, and everything that makes this home. This week, we have been asked by Colette to talk about when do we disclose to the people who we are dating that we are transgender. When I first read this question, I said, well, maybe I better just skip this week because I have been married for 30 years and have not been out dating and have not really faced this particular topic at all. And then I got thinking, no, there are several things that I would like to talk about concerning this topic, which maybe the other hosts, like Colette and Harley, who are younger, will not have. My initial thought on when do you disclose to people when you were dating, I jumped back to 1968 when I was in high school, and I was going to high school dances dressed as a girl and getting in a very conservative, farm-oriented area in Utah. I would have not even thought of disclosing that I was transgender at that point in time. When I was in high school, I would dress and go out and wish I were a girl and dance, and then I would go back. I would always go 2 or 3 high schools over from where I was, so there was no chance of anybody being there that knew me, and go dancing. So in the late 60s, when I was doing that, my initial thought was, I won't tell a single soul. I don't want anybody to know. And I went the entire time without any problems. I then go to 1972 and 3 when I made a serious attempt at transitioning in college and was put down and had to abandon my transition dream at that point in time. And during my college years, during the 1971, 2, and 3, when I was trying to find any way possible to transition, when I went to the college dances, when I went out with some of the boys that were there at the university where I was going, I was mortified at the idea or the concept that I would have to tell them that I had once been a man and that I had transitioned to a woman. I spent many sleepless nights during my transition attempt trying to decide what would I tell these people, how would I tell them, and when would I tell them. After about a year, I came to the conclusion that I would wait until I really knew them well before I told them that I was once a guy. And I think that is the ploy that I take. Now, I want to put some disclaimers on this topic. Other than going to college dances at the university and occasionally going to a non-drinking, non-smoking discotheque, I am not the type of person that goes to a bar. Even today, my wife and I rarely ever go to a bar. We will occasionally go dancing. My only experience with this comes when I am out in Central Texas and I decide that I want to go over to Lukenbach and go dancing there at the beautiful dance floor there. And I put on my cowboy boots and my jeans and my cowboy attire, and I go over there and go dancing. When I'm out dancing with whoever is there, usually I'm there on business and so my wife isn't with me, so I just go alone. I find that I wouldn't even think of telling those people that I'm transgender. I just go and enjoy the country setting, the country music. I usually go a little bit early and listen to the pickers underneath the old oak tree there at Luckenbach and just enjoy the country setting and enjoy the fact that I now can be a woman and enjoy it as a woman. I don't think of telling those people, and I would not even dream of telling those people that I am transgender. The only time that I can possibly think when I might disclose very early is occasionally when I go down to Houston. Some of the people that I know at the Transgender Center will invite me on Friday night to go to basically a lesbian and gay bar and dance with people. But when you go to a place like that, uh, you really don't have to tell those people that you're transgender. They are looking for it to start with, and they will oftentimes bring it up in their conversation, and you will talk to them about it. And I have no problem talking to them that way. But in a serious relationship, I am just not convinced that I would want to tell somebody that I was serious about very early in that relationship. I think I would go back to my feelings of 1972 and 3 and say I wouldn't tell these people until I am sure that I am serious about them. If it's somebody that I just casually know, I don't think I want to tell them that I'm transgender and take all of the harassment that I would run into in a conservative place. Again, I am not the one to really cover this topic very well because I don't, other than once, maybe twice a year, I don't go out dancing, I don't go to bars, and I don't date people because I'm married. And I love being married to my wife, and I love going out with her. So those are my thoughts on when should you date. To kind of sum it up, I don't think you should tell people that you're transgender until you've been dating them for quite some while. Well, I will see you again next week. If you have a comment, please leave it in the box below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. And I will see you next week. Bye.